Did you know to we don't know who's starting for Atlanta in week 1? Head coach Kevin Stefanski hasn't yet named their starter for the regular season opener in Pittsburgh, but for the preseason finale, Tua Tagovailoa will start against his former team. Michael Penix only returned to practice Monday off a torn ACL, so Tua will start under center at the Dolphins.
I'm best served and we're best served by keeping it day to day and focusing on what's in front of us. Really, this was an important week for Mike. First time out there with people around you, the offensive line, the defensive line. And I think going through a drill where you got to move up in the pocket or get chased out of the pocket, whatever it is. So I thought a really good first step for Mike in that regard. But outside of this week, I don't think it's fair to go farther than that.
Now, the Ravens held their third joint practice of the summer Wednesday, this one against the Commanders, heading into their preseason finale on Friday. Now, coming off a 2025 season in which neither of these teams made the playoffs, the joint practice provided a good challenge, especially for the signal caller. Sal Palantonio from Baltimore with more.
This one day of joint practice between the Ravens and the Commanders, very productive for both of these quarterbacks. Let's start with Jaden Daniels. I talked to him one-on-one after practice, and he said it was very important to practice with some live action against this particular Ravens defense.
Just the different looks that they throw at you, and the players too also, man. They got a lot of good players on both sides of the ball. I know it's going to be tough for us to come out here and compete, but we went out here, we made some plays, and they made some plays. It was a good back and forth battle.
It's clear the Commanders are still trying to get their protection right, and it's also clear that the Ravens are struggling to get their pass protection corrected. Lamar Jackson was on the run a lot, but when he wasn't, he completed 70% of his passes. He was asked after practice, are you going to run more this year than you did last year? He answered, well, I was hurt last year. And then he was asked, well, you're going to run more? And Lamar Jackson said, whatever it takes to win.
Well, speaking of running, last season, Lamar Jackson had a career low in rushing attempts, and we didn't see the same explosive playability that he's had in years past. In 2025, he had 0 20-yard rushes after 51 in his 7 seasons prior. To put that into context, 29 other quarterbacks had at least one 20-yard rush in 2025.
To the NFL, where the Commanders and Ravens holding joint practice ahead of their preseason game against each other on Friday. It is a season of redemption for both squads. Baltimore and Washington had high hopes going into last season. Neither made the playoffs. Earlier today, our Sal Palantonio caught up with Ravens head coach Jesse Minter to talk about Lamar Jackson.
You know, it's kind of amazing. He's going to be 30 in January. He's already got 2 MVPs, and now you throw him into a new system, and he's embracing it like this.
Yeah, that's the type of guy that he is. He's an ultra competitor. You know, he's coming off a season where between his health and that he wants to kind of prove himself, I think, of what caliber player he is. He's done that over time, and I think he's very, very eager and hungry to be the Lamar Jackson that we all know.
You know, with Lamar Jackson running the offense and the addition of Trey Hendrickson on defense, expectations are high as ever in Baltimore. Ravens are the co-favorites with the Bills to win the AFC, and they have the shortest odds to be the conference top seed overall. All right, let's welcome in our 2-time Super Bowl champ, Booger McFarland. And Boog, what do you think Trey Hendrickson, what can he bring to this defense, which surprisingly ranked 30th last season in sacks? What can he do to elevate them?
Well, I think it's going to be a couple of things. Number one, I think he's going to bring a fresh memory. Let's not forget, Baltimore has not been their best when their best has been needed, but he hasn't been there. So he's going to bring a new invigoration, a new memory when it comes to that. And then the second thing, which is probably the most important thing, being he's got to bring pass rush. He's got to get to the quarterback. I know they have Nnamdi Madubuike inside. He's going to bring that pressure up the middle, but they need juice off the edge. Remember, they tried to trade for Max Crosby. That trade fell through, so that's why we wound up with Trey Hendrickson. He's got to be a double-digit sack guy coming off the edge because this defense, although they're pretty good on the back end, you can't cover all day. So Trey Hendrickson has to be as good as advertised when he was in Cincinnati, averaging 15, 16, 17 sacks a season.
Yeah, Hendrickson's 39 sacks over the last 3 seasons, third in the NFL, despite missing 10 games last year. Our Sal Palantonio also caught up with the Commanders QB Jaden Daniels earlier today. Listen in.
Coach Quinn told me that you guys sat down in January and put out a roadmap of how you were going to get to the season.
Yeah.
And is it on track right now?
It is on track. This is a great opportunity to come out here and play against Baltimore, practice against them. Should say throw a great game on Friday and then on the week 1.
What are some of the ways this new system is going to help you be a quarterback in the NFL in year 3?
I just think just the onus of the system that they put on the quarterback. That system is getting into the right plays, checks, kills, things of that nature, stuff like that. So just football savvy, knowing what the premier play we want to get to versus this look and coverage and stuff like that. So it's been fun.
Okay, Bo, listening there to Jaden Daniels, he's got no Laramie Tunsil on his blind side. What is it going to take for him to bounce back this season?
Well, number one, he's got to stay healthy. I would love to know what the plan was that laid out for him to make it through the entire season, because he hadn't been able to do that. I think his rookie year, we thought this young man was destined for stardom, to be a top 5 quarterback in football. So this is an important year for him to come back and reestablish who he was. But he's going to need some help. The offensive line has to be good up front, and that's going to be hard without Laramie Tunsil missing a large part of the season. And secondly, can they be explosive on the outside? They understand what they need. They went out and signed Stephon Diggs. You got Terry McLaurin. You got Antonio Williams, the rookie from Clemson. So they know they need to be more explosive. And then lastly, I think when you're a quarterback where one of your assets is your legs, you have to be able to use them. You can't sit in the pocket like you're Tom Brady, because he's not. So can he stay healthy? Can the offensive line block for him? They need explosive plays, but he's got to be a dual threat quarterback. And with that, he can't get hurt. That means know when the journey's over, step out of bounds, slide. But I look forward to seeing how he bounces back from a disappointing season last year, B.
Yeah, it was interesting because Daniels lost as many starts in last year as he did in historic 2024 rookie season, despite starting 10 fewer games because of all those injuries you talked about. All right, Bull, stick around. We got a lot more from you here in the show. At their summer meetings there in Atlanta today, NFL owners approved the sale of the Seahawks to a group led by 49ers limited partner Vinod Khosla. Sources tell ESPN that the sale price is an NFL record $9.612 billion. The Khosla family will relinquish its stake in the Niners. On the scene in Atlanta, we bring in NFL Network senior national columnist Judy Batista for more. Judy, I know you were there for all of everything that went down there today. What else happened there at those meetings?
Well, let's start, Brian, with what just happened a little while ago. The NFL effectively killed the Pro Bowl. No tackle football game, no flag football game, no skills competition, no Pro Bowl game anymore. This came after a series of conversations with players, including star players. It has been a source of frustration in the NFL how non-competitive the game was, so they are eliminating it. However, they are still going to honor the game's best players. They're going to name 88 Pro Bowlers, no alternates. The feeling was that the alternates really cheapened the process. Those players will be celebrated at a celebration in Los Angeles after the season. And then also the NFL announced, and this is really interesting, new suspensions and fine issues for players who violate specific player health and safety rules. If the one, hip drop tackles, horse collar tackles, launching illegal blindside blocks, hits on defenseless players. If a player violates any one of those 3 times